Yo, your Facebook.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's from one of my dormant mates. Yeah. Oh dear.
So wait till we get some people on and that, and then I'll do my thing. I'll get my props. Oh, it's just I've taken my regular glasses off. I can't see how many people, if there's anybody there. Is there anybody there? Not
20.
once for no and twice for even Noah. All right, anyway, we best start, Andy. Let me just get me shit together. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, I can't see now how to get rid of this. With fucking regular glass. Right, there you go.
Anyway, who's the bird in the photograph?
That's what's his face? Owen, who's talking.
That's me.
You mean what's his? That's not his face.
Well, no, I don't know what's happened. We're on his
It's
Facebook.
distorted.
Oh no, Mr. Steele, I didn't mean it. Hello, and this is me, Mark Steele, and I have stolen the Raconteurs news studio for tonight just to tell you fuckers, right, if you fucking don't oppose 5G, we are going to come to your house and we're going to fucking write baby killers all over your fucking cars, your houses, your hoses, your fucking das, that and the other. Me or my fucking mate here, and you best not fucking mess with him. It's fucking Lee Garrett. Ah! Ah! Fucking nosebleeds, simple, nosebleeds. Oh, fuck off, you little cunt. Anyways, I think Jason's back. He's back. Good evening and welcome to Raconteurs News. Let me get myself away so you can see everybody else. There you go. That's what I wanted to do last night. No matter how childish and idiotic it is, I just thought I'd do it tonight. Oh, I'll get rid of Gateshead Council as well. Anyway, good evening to welcome to Raconteurs News. It's the 25th of February 2020, and we are a couple of minutes late, and that's probably because Adie were trying to tell us something, and then Owen were telling us something, and so we've been talking backstage, as you would say. Backstage, eh? I've had backstage today, and yesterday I put on production meeting on one of things as well. I wrote that, so people think that we're a bit posh here. Anyway, Adie, you're joining me as usual. Aid Hardy, good evening to you, my friend. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Have you had a good day? Or do you fucking still hate people?
Oh, I still hate people.
Right.
Especially if you drive your car around Sheffield and you're a knobhead.
Right, okay.
Please don't sit at junctions when you've got right away flashing your lights so that nobody else knows what to do. If you've got right away, get on with your day so that I can get on with mine, or stay off the fucking road.
Oh, you know what? Oh, there we go. That's better. I'll use that fucker.
Get rid of Gateshead.
Hey?
Get rid of Gateshead.
Get on the Gateshead. I've got rid of it. There you go. It's gone. Gone completely. So
you put S Club
7. You got S Club 7. The best. I took that photo at the last ever S Club 7. I think there's some left because they're going to be doing a gig down at Babylon. Not Babylon. It's called Pop World now, I think. But I used to work there when it was called Babylon. So they're going to do a gig down there. I think there's 3 of them left. 3 of the skinty, I think.
So it's S Club 3.
S Club 3, yeah.
Now, introduce your guest.
Oh, well, I guess this evening, no stranger to Raconteurs News. He often pops up in the chat room. He's been on a few times before, especially earlier days. Well, you've been on quite a lot through the early days with Andy, and when we eventually, Andy went, and we've still kept in touch, and it's always great to speak to you all the way from Portugal. Good evening, Owen Lloyd Martin. How are you doing, my friend?
Evening. I'm good. I'm getting there. How's everybody? Adie?
Yeah, I'm good. I just envy. You live somewhere nice in the middle of nowhere, not affected by knobheads, and you can just live your life.
But it does have its downsides as well, doesn't it, Owen?
It does. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. Yeah, it does. You know, it's what one or two people have said to living the dream. You know, sometimes the dream can be a bit of a nightmare. Put it that way. And it's how you cope with it and how you deal with it and how you get through it in your head with your friends. You know, we'll talk about it later.
Good.
Yeah, of course.
I'm really interested, honestly, to know. Definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Yeah, it is beautiful. I mean, anybody that does follow me or notice what I post on Facebook is that this morning in particular was a really good morning for me because it was before 7.
Was it this morning you were going to market?
No. Sunday is market day.
Right, okay. I saw you one. I saw one day you were going down to market. You posted a video where you were going down to market. That looked like a nice day.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was at market. I was just down by in fact, getting the internet access from the petrol station across the road and the cafe. With my neighbour that's down the road, who's 75 this year. He's a legend, absolute legend. He's been here over 40 years, and he's an absolute legend.
Owen, for those people who don't know, would you just explain briefly your situation, where you are, how you're there, etc.?
Let me think. How long ago is it? 2017. 2017, yeah. With my now ex-wife. I've been here now on my own for 2 to 3 years. But I live in central Portugal, very, very rural, in the middle of nowhere. I was explaining to the guys earlier, and I can only describe it as Lake District, but warmer. But people are very much spread out over here. The population of Portugal is exactly like the population of the city of Birmingham. But if you can imagine, people are spread out all over the place. It's quite, when you can find your little haven that's here, and this place is full of history and it's beautiful. I can be 10 minutes anyway, and I'm in somewhere beautiful, stunning, gorgeous, peaceful. And I've been here. But the place that I'm soon to say goodbye to, no doubt, with my current events in my life. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. I'm so in touch with nature that I never thought I would be. It's amazing. I can't explain it. People that have followed me on Facebook or any videos that I've done, I think I show it in the videos really how much it is. And as I was saying this morning alone, one of my favorite things is being above the clouds. And just literally took a cycle, not 5-10 minutes down my road there, and you can see the whole lake system and the hills and everything else, and it's all foggy, and it's just that, and that helps in times when I need it.
Yeah, and I can imagine, because you live in such a solitary life. I've noticed. I hope you don't mind me bringing this up, but I've noticed a couple of times you posted on Facebook that you pretty much wear your heart on your sleeve when it comes to your friends, and that's a good thing, because then people can come together and people don't feel so isolated. But yeah, so I've seen some of the stuff. Just tell us, let us into a little bit of your head. You don't have to let us into the lot of it, but let us into a little bit of it. And how is it coping with that? How do you manage?
Well, it's quite difficult, really, because of the situation that I find myself in. Is that I'm in a very rural place, and I didn't drive. I've never driven, and so the possibility of getting out is quite hard. So being able to go somewhere is an impossibility unless, you know, I'm going out with people that have either asked me out or anything else like that. So obviously, with having no transport, I can't get anywhere. So it's a very, very isolated. But then again, on the other side of it, if I look at the situation and the place that I'm in, there's a lot, you know, there's a lot around just by walking, you know, and I get that. But I think sometimes when you don't have the communication, I mean, there are. Let me just quickly count in my head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 people in the village that I'm in. But obviously we're quite, you know, in quite a big space for the village itself. And we very rarely, in fact, Sunday market day that we were talking about that Jason mentioned earlier, is that's sometimes when I see my closest neighbour.
Really?
I'll see them on a Sunday. So, and the other thing is as well with
Oh dear, we seem to have lost him, or he's run off. I don't know.
No,
I don't know.
I think it's just with Owen living in such a rural place. I know he sometimes struggles with his connection, doesn't he? So we'll just stick here, and he'll be back in a minute. I know.
We know he's on his phone tonight, so you know, it might be he needs to plug his phone in. I don't know.
Yeah.
I do not know.
Just to point out as well, and I did notice last night, Owen posted a comment in the chat room that he was going to get off early because he needed to save electricity.
Right.
I don't know if anybody knows who's watching, but where Owen lives, he relies on solar energy to make his electricity. And so we were just trying to work out why you'd fallen off. Hello, Owen.
I don't know, the internet access. I don't know. The internet access is fine. I don't know. It just dropped. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, what I was going to ask you, Owen, was last time you were on, you showed us around your extensive small holding, and you were saying how you were growing food and you know your own food and stuff. But we find ourselves kind of towards the end of winter. So how does that affect your life now?
What, with the garden?
Yeah, because you know, it's. Do you?
We have 2 growing seasons.
Okay.
2 growing seasons here. So you're lucky enough if you grow enough throughout the year, like starting from now. We would start now because it's very much spring like. Today's been the coldest it has been for a while, and it was 18 degrees, or 16 to 18 degrees, and cloudy. But we're back to probably 20s and upwards from tomorrow for another few days, you know. And it's very up and down. I mean, in particular where I am, if you consider where I am, there's a microclimate. I can go from here and just down to my friends in the valley, and it could be anything between 2 to 4 degrees warmer or even cooler. It just depends. It just depends where you're at, you know, from around it. But it's nice. I mean, I do like, you know, once again when I go to the market on a Sunday morning. That's mainly when I do a lot of my videos rather than any live ones. Is that just the scenery that's around? You know, I'm seeing red deer. Oh God. There's loads, you know, the different the birds that I'm seeing. It's just, I don't know. I think when I do have my bad moments, let's just say like we all do, is that if I go out walking and I'm just sat there in the fresh air and, you know, just sitting and listening, it's amazing how much that does me soul, because all my worries and everything else is gone, you know. It's mad because at the moment with the things that's happened, because obviously, as I said, I came here with my now ex-wife, and obviously not having that relationship and everything else. Being here on my own has been well for the last 2 years very, very difficult to cope with mentally. Anxious, nervous, lack of sleep. Very, very hard, and obviously with coming on the show and having this outlet and keeping my social network going as much as I can when I've had money in my pocket, that's kept me going and will keep me going. And I want to take the opportunity back there to just thank anybody that, you know, that's helped me, just reached out in whatever way, whether it be a message, whether it be anything. Thank you, and I love you. You know that. And you guys for letting me be on the show as well, because this is what it's for me. It's something I look forward to. I look forward to Raconteurs News each and every week. Sometimes I don't. You know, I won't even go into the chat. I'll just listen in because that's all I want to do. Because I want that. Because that's my communication. That's my link. You know, to in some days being, if I'm being honest, because you know it can be a bit, yeah, a bit lonely.
Yeah, we've got a good community here, Owen. You know, this is your community, like you said. We've got a good community going here, and there's a lot of people. I know that would wish you well. Throughout, and know that it is pretty. I mean, it's difficult. People feel loneliness and solitude even when they're surrounded by people, and I've noticed that quite a lot. Pretty much recently, and I don't know if it's something that they're putting in the social media, something, you know, because I believe that they can control people's emotions and stuff just by picking out what's going to fucking piss them off for a start and putting it on social media. In front of them. So, you know, I've noticed quite a lot of people, and I mentioned last night, Gareth Ike saying he needed some time away, and it's always good to take some time away. I know there's there are people that have got problems such as, people who are disabled or perhaps got debilitating diseases that, you know, so when you're surrounded by people, you can still feel completely isolated and on your own. And Newbean, I want to say hello to chat anyway. Newbean, good evening to you. I've got your question. I'm going to read that to him in just a second. Carr is in there. Dinny, I mean, for God's sake. Weefy Man, Midnight Gardener, Alice, Georgeson, Alicat George, good evening to you. Nick GB, good evening to you as well. Super Leeds is in as also. Dean Yates, plenty of people. All these names that you probably recognise. But Newbean's popped a question. Did Owen learn the Portuguese language? If so, how was it? If not, how's that?
It's
Why not?
ongoing.
You're ongoing.
Ongoing. I can say hello, good morning. How are you? I'm okay.
I can say that. Hello, good morning. How are you? Are you okay?
Hola, bom dia, boa tarde, which is good afternoon, boa noite, which is good night, no faz mal, which is no problem, which is good. I can use it all the time. I get that because obviously being remote. Sorry?
I'm just going to say, Owen, don't you just put O at the end of everything and shout?
No.
that's what English normally do when they're abroad. Bago, Chippo, now.
No, it's really, I mean, obviously, when you are, the Portuguese are very, very understanding. Very, very understanding, because sometimes when I go to the shop, especially when I go to market every Sunday, and it's food as well, which is very close to the heart, is that I try to use as much Portuguese as I can, and they tend to either correct me, or, you know, either say my pronunciation is wrong, which is the most important thing here, or they'll say, or they'll give you the better, or, you know, a local dialect or something like that. So it's really, really good. You know, I'm getting there, but you know, I wouldn't be studying and you having, you know, English subtitles under Portuguese speaking, because I'm nowhere near. Yeah. I'm nowhere near. I'm still trying to re-educate myself with the shit that's going on in the world. Never mind Portuguese, and I know Portuguese is going to be the hard exam.
Mind you, you mentioned Birmingham earlier. It must be harder to learn the Birmingham language, I think.
Bandit Buster wants to know if you're near the coast.
Am I near the coast?
Yeah.
No. Well, I am.
How far can you be from the coast?
I'm about an hour and a half away. which is pretty close, I suppose. But the only reason I say that is because in Portugal there are a lot of river beaches. In particular, where I am, and you know, like I was saying about my video from this morning about the lake. The lake system here is the lake that's near me is about 10 kilometers long, or wide, or whatever you want to call it. So and it's part of the River Zezra system as well. So it's quite a big thing. So we have a lot of river beaches, or there's swimming on the lake side. So the Portuguese do tend to go there. I mean, there was a place that I went to, and it was during, was it just before? I think it was a late spring. And this coastline must have been, I don't know, a good 7 mile long. And it's the Atlantic coast as well. So, you know, but obviously you can't swim in the sea because you don't know, because of the waves and everything else. Obviously there's Nazaré, there's where they have the World Surfing Championship. The highest wave that was surfed was there, I think, a couple of years ago.
Good God.
Right.
This beach is literally, there's nobody on the beach because the Portuguese prefer to go to the river beaches rather than the seaside. Obviously, it's different in the Algarve, you know, down that way. Nazaré obviously is busy because of the surfing. Same with another place called Peniche, that's good for surfing as well. But yeah, I'm about an hour and a half.
Super Leech wants to know how far you have to go for Rizzlers.
Probably about that far.
Okay. Not
Go.
then is the answer.
Not that far actually, just local village. So that's if I go to market, if I don't have any, it's just down the road. Or if not, I just ask my neighbour.
There you go. You said there were a garage that you got Wi-Fi off anyway.
Yeah, there's the one.
I'm assuming they sell them skins.
Yeah, they do. It's good here because we have shops like, I'm not going to say the pound shops because they're not everything's a pound. But the Chinese community have large stores here where they sell virtually everything, and you can go in and buy boxes, 24 packs and stuff like that. So
there was
serious
a couple of
smokers,
there was a couple
smokers
of people
will go in and buy.
Sorry, Owen, that was me talking over. There was a couple
No,
of people.
Is this going to work or what? Right, put your hand up, Adie. Go on, go.
There was a couple of people in the chat room earlier were asking about the legality of, well, I'm guessing weed. And is it decriminalised in Portugal, or how's it work over there?
Decriminalised. I think, but do not quote me on this. If you're caught with more than 5 grams, you are arrested, and you are then you have to attend like a counselling class, 2 or 3 counselling classes. But that's about it. You're not thrown in prison or anything like that. You are educated. So it's how you treat it here. I mean, obviously, I love the fact that it is decriminalised because I can smoke. I'm not to excess, but I can smoke in a relaxed manner. I'm not saying I can walk down the street and do that, although I've heard that people do that, but that's not me. I'm a very private smoker, but I could go to a venue and sit there and skin up and have myself a joint and not be worried about it. But for me, that's not what I want to do. It's just in the fact that I'm not just here just to smoke weed. I'm here to use the plant in whatever way I can medicinally as well.
And to wipe your arse on if you need it.
Say again?
I said, wipe your arse on it as well if you need to. If you've got that much, if you're able to grow your own, I'd love to be able to wipe my arse on weed. Imagine how stoned you'd be after that.
I mean, that's one of the last things, obviously, for the last 2 years, I've not had any of my own personal stuff, which has been quite good because I've been to 1 or 2 places when I have managed to get out and meet some really, really cool people. And, obviously, if you go to some of these river beaches, they're quite in the middle of nowhere. So, the music's great, the food's great, the company's great, the smoke's great. So, you know, there can be really good days out. This is why I encourage people to come out and visit me.
What's your disabled access like?
Jason, I'll sort anything out for you, fella. Absolutely anything.
We're going to helicopter him in.
Cool.
Somebody in chat rooms asked as well, can you get busted for growing weed in Portugal?
Yes, you can.
You can. Ah, you see. And have you seen Madeleine McCann?
I'm not in that area.
Oh, no, well, it's neither she.
I was just going to say neither she.
Can't fucking find her anywhere.
Have you seen Richard D. Hall at the bottom of your garden? Because if you aren't, she's not there.
Yeah, Richard D. Hall, yeah. We don't want on our show. Thanks very much.
Richard D.
Say that again.
Did you just say Richard D. Hall's gone miss? You see, I don't have a television. I do have a television set here, but it's never used. I do have the internet access, but I don't look at the UK news or the UK or nothing. Since my marriage ended, I don't have anything more to do with the truth movement in that sense. Purely because I met my wife and we was automatically involved with the truth movement because she was already a part of it. And it kind of fucked my head up. So I tend not to look at anything, but I am interested I normally dip in and out and have a look at things that interest me. But I don't, not nowhere near as much as I used to do. Nowhere near.
Well, yeah, apparently Richard D. Hall has gone missing, and I think the odds are it's evens that he's been taken away by MI5, and it's 11-10 on that he's been probed. I'm kidding, by the way. Richard D. Hall is not missing. This is me kidding, me joking. If you don't fucking know that by now, then you've been listening not long enough. But no, he's not. He's not. I
wouldn't know if you was taking the piss or not, Jason. Seriously, I wouldn't know. See, that's how much I don't take. I take note of anything. You know, I'll tell you when we're off there.
Someone's Dean Yates has put, Owen, do you need an able lodger?
Able lodger? No. Well, like I say, this house. I can't see myself being in this house this time next year. Put it that way.
Right. So it's owned. I'm assuming it's joint owned.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what you. That's a shame, that, isn't it? That might be coming to an end just for reasons that are really out of your control.
So I think the answer to Dean Yates is no. We don't need a lodger.
Absolutely. But at the end of the day, that's life. You know, shit happens. You just gotta deal with it the best way you can.
You're originally from Huddersfield, aren't you?
I was born in Huddersfield, brought up in Greater Manchester, and then I lived in Halifax for 20 odd years.
Did nobody explain to you what the Pennines are for?
Say again?
Did nobody explain to you what the Pennines exist for? Why they're there?
Killing children.
No.
Oh no, that's Moors, isn't it?
Yeah. No, the Pennines are there to keep the South Yorkshires and the Yorkshires out of Manchester and the Manchesters out of South Yorkshire. That's what the Pennines are for.
It didn't fucking work though, did it?
No, it doesn't, because somebody built a road.
Dave Ryan says Richard D. Hall is absent via BT. Had an email this week. That's right. I've got my thing here now. I'll show you. Let me just get me. Let me just show you. I will go on to this. Let me share the screen. Let me just find. I'll share screen. Shall I do that instead? Right.
Got to be easier.
Fucking hell, fire. It's got to be easier than that, isn't it? Right, I'll share screen.
Go on then.
Sharing easy for 2 minutes, yeah. Show application window. Well, fucking hell. Well, I'll show you. share there. So, right, let me just get this on here. And if I put Richard D. Hall, can you see that?
Yeah.
Yep. If I put Richard D. Hall,
Yeah.
and I'm on BT. If I put Richard D. Hall in, I get a Rich Planet. And there you can see I can get Rich Planet. Okay. Right. This has got a VPN on it. Let me just stop sharing just for a second. Well, for good, actually. Right. So if I get my camera, let me just put my thing up. Big like this. This next to me, my book. I don't know if you can see it. Let me just fucking get rid of my green screen camera, my green screen, so they just turn it off. So that okay.
I like your neck curtains, Jason.
Right. So if I go on here, I open up another thing.
Right.
Oh, I open up another. I'm trying to click it on there. Right, and I put in Richard D. Hall. Come on, for fuck's sake, this is fucking useless. Richard D. Hall, richplanet.net. Can you see that? There you go, richplanet.net. Okay. So I click on that. What the fuck? I ain't even got a VPN on this. No, it didn't used to work because I ain't got a VPN on that. But obviously, it does now. Don't know then. Somebody said that they got in touch with BT. So I don't know. It's obviously, but I were trying it out the other day and it weren't coming up because I've not got VPN on. That's fucking pissed me off, that is, because I've just tried to show you something and it's not worked.
Okay.
Fucking bugger.
What, you mean you're living in a green tent?
Yes, I'm living in a green tent. What's that behind here? Oh no, it's in front, is it? Yeah, it's in front. It's my fucking microphone.
I love how Taylor puts random things in the chat room.
Who's that?
Uni Black Sister. It's just all the stuff we're talking about, and it's just Uni Black Sister. It says so. Fluoride is poison, right? Yeah, it definitely is.
Yeah.
Completely random.
Wow.
Who said that, man?
Uni Black Sister, I think.
Oh, hang on. Let me. There we go. You're back now, you geeks. Sorry about that, everybody. You had to look at my ugly face for a couple of minutes. What were you saying, Adie? Who asked you that about fluoride?
Taylor's put in the chat room about.
Taylor.
Right. Yeah, is fluoride poisonous? Yeah.
Oh yeah, God, it's a fucking. Isn't it? Don't they use it on paedophiles in some states in America?
Yeah, that and is it barium? The other one. I can't remember what the other one is.
Lithium.
Basically, to dumb you down, yeah.
Yeah, lithium.
What's the? Is it your pituitary gland that it attacks or something?
I don't
know, mate. All I know is it makes you drink your own urine.
It does.
Fluoride does, yeah. Because you're craving for urine for some reason.
Okay.
Just because you're not like as educated as what I am.
Oh well, as luck would have it.
What?
My orange. Well, I can't even show you my orange juice.
It's fucking. Why do come orange juice? How come orange works then?
I don't know, but it looks like urine, doesn't it?
Yeah. It does look. Oh, is it? It's not proper orange juice then.
Oh, it's just dilute shite, yeah.
Right. Okay. So,
that's it. It might be one of them. Yeah. Well, whatever. That thingy.
When you were in Truth Movement, Owen, what did you used to do? What were you like? Your subjects and what? Here's
Well,
Owen Lloyd Martin.
I lived in. This is quite difficult for me to talk about actually. I was part of the Bolton Freedom Advocates, which was introduced to me by my wife, by my ex-wife, I should say. So we did a lot of local stuff. In fact, I was talking to somebody about it the other day. The Bolton Freedom Advocates some years ago did a community bill of rights, which if anybody still knows anybody from the Bolton Freedom Advocates, is for them to have a look at it. Because for me, that's one of the things that the UK needs now. If you look at parish councils and how they're diminishing, how they're slowly getting rid of them, I'm led to believe that parish councils have a bigger say in any community than the local council. So that was one of the things that the Bolton Freedom Advocates got together, was this community bill of rights. And like I say, if anybody can find that information online, it's got to be there somewhere. It's just for people to have a look at that, because it's amazing.
Can you see comments, Owen?
No.
Right. Well, there should be. Tell him where that comments thing is. You'll be able to read comments then that are coming in. I think there's somebody from Bolton from that who's in chat room. Tell him, Adie.
I'm just looking at that now. Yeah.
Tell him how to put comments on.
Dean Yates, right? Well, Owen, if you just go to, have you just got one device, or are you watching it on YouTube as well?
I've got a PC in front of me.
Right. If you just click on where it says live comments, there's private chat.
I'm doing StreamYard through my phone.
Right. Okay. Okay.
I don't know how that works then.
I think probably if you just use your PC and go onto YouTube, but turn the volume down, then you'll be able to read the comments.
But yeah, again, his internet connection might not be able to support to going out and coming in.
I can't.
Well, we've got Bolton in the house. We've got Bolton in the house tonight. We've got people who are saying that they were somebody called Dean Yates. He's brought Bolton brought a bed, and I think he knows the group that you were talking about. And is that the one where we went to Bolton, didn't we once?
I was just going to say we did.
Jones did it. Jones ran it.
The what?
Yeah,
Sorry,
Chris Jones, Alan. I can't remember Alan's surname. Forgive me. There's a guy called Alan that ran it as well. But there was quite a few people that was part of it, you know.
In fact, the last time we were there, what's his name from Nottingham?
Tom Crawford.
Tom Crawford had just been to court that day, hadn't he?
Not that day, no, but he had.
Or was it it was like literally the day after or the day before or something, wasn't it? Yeah.
Is that?
Sorry, say that again.
About 2013, 2014.
Yeah, about 2014. Yeah,
Like
a long
that,
time ago.
Mm.
Quite a chunk of time ago. Yeah,
because it was me, you, Frags. I think Webby were there as well, weren't he?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, bills are exchanged. Somebody's put, is this all bills are exchange and stuff? Yeah, that's what we're
do we know somebody who knows about bills of exchange?
Yeah.
Well, I've yet to find anybody, but yeah, Alan Green, somebody's put in a question mark.
No.
I have no idea. Oh, here he goes. He's gone again.
Yeah, well, it's all right. We'll just talk crap just for a minute. Well, while we're waiting for Owen to come back. Oh, mate. You know how I'm always saying that a Mr. Plod, when I was a kid, used to be a nice bloke who looked after the community, but now it's just like rent a robot. And that's what coppers are. I saw a news report tonight, and it was in Harrogate, and the local police were saying how people from I'm just going through some on a minute. The police in Harrogate were saying that they'd got criminals from basically up in West Yorkshire going over to Harrogate to sell drugs. So even the little sleepy places are being invaded by drug dealers, like they ain't got their own. And they'd got a special name for this operation, what this police were doing. And they were this newsreader's interviewing this copper. And he said, well, yes, if we get known criminals coming onto our command. So they don't even think of a town or a city or a village or a geographical area that some dickhead put a boundary on, because boundaries didn't really exist apart from rivers till some knobhead got a map out and drew a fucking line on it. And he didn't call it a town, he called it a command. It's our command. You know, like only people in uniforms can look after the command. Fuck off, it's a village or it's a town, dickhead. But that's the mental state they've got for the police that they're recruiting.
Stupid words. They have stupid words like fucking undulating instead of fucking going up and down.
Yeah. Or they'll say, he secreted it about his person. What, you mean he hid it up his arse?
Yeah.
He secreted it. I thought secretion was when you popped a zit. And it you know what I mean? I thought that was secretion, not hiding something. Or my brother used to do it. I'd be on the phone to him on a Sunday. He'd be mucking out his horses. And he'll say, just wait a minute, I just need to move location. You fucking what? You're not at work now, you knobhead. Fucking location. You mean you're going to walk out the stable and across the yard so that you can get a fucking signal because you live in the middle of nowhere?
What's living in the middle of nowhere with fucking horses if he's on a copper's wage, for fuck's sake? Something fucking dodgy going on there, I reckon. Well,
there were two of them, him and his missus. They were both bobbies. They're both still skinned, but they were both bobbies.
Oh, well, that makes sense then.
Yeah, but doesn't that just show that it's not even where they're using the English language in a different way than we're used to, like the stand under understand thing. It's not like they've stolen the language now. It's like they're bringing in these fucking military words that somehow we've got to accept. Fuck off. Knobhead.
Oh dear, he's got a bit of fucking penis on it.
You what? Sorry,
is that public using that, Adie? Is that
that was on the news thing tonight. I never watch the news because it fucking winds me up, as you can tell. I was at a friend's, and of course their telly's on or whatever, and I'm sat there with a cup of tea, and this news thing come on, and I just thought, what a load of shite. And that it just shows the unintelligence of what they're recruiting nowadays, and NLPing into a uniform.
Yeah,
because that's basically what they do. And then when you try and talk to them like a human being, they don't know how to do it. It's impossible for them to interact with a man or a woman. I was going to say a member of the public, but a man or a woman, flesh and blood, because they don't know how to do it. Even when they take the uniform off, they don't know how to do it.
Yeah. Well, it's like I've used this phrase before, like a stick of rock.
Yeah.
If you was to slice them in half, they'd say, police or whatever, whatever member of the armed force or whatever. But yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame that people lost that personability, isn't it?
Yeah, and
if you look at NHS, I believe the training has changed with them now. It's no longer a vocation; it's an education. You're in a classroom for more times than you are with patients. How's that right? It's one of those, isn't it?
Well,
is that just the NHS being ready for the rest of it being sold off?
Well, we were talking about this the other night with Jason's experience when did you see the one where they looked at his warfarin and got off his medical chart? The date. Yeah, the date they wrote was the 32nd of August.
Oh, nice.
And that is a trained nurse who had measured his INR ready for a warfarin dose.
Oh my God.
Awesome, man. Listen, and forever and a day, the 32nd of August will be known as Jason Day.
Absolutely. Is that this year as well?
And I decree nobody has to go to work.
So it's not the Gregorian calendar anymore, it's the Jason calendar.
That's fucking right, man. It will be by the time I fucking farted.
32nd of August, I love it.
Yeah. It's not like they said it was the 30th of February or something, is it? You know, it's just fucking mad.
So you kept pretty hidden away, really, from things like that are going to kill you, like coronavirus and stuff like that. I mean, what's that situation like in Portugal? I saw something that Ben Gilroy posted today, saying that people in Ireland have been told not to travel to Italy.
Italy's supposed to be the country with the most cases, apparently. This is something that I just briefly saw earlier on, but that's about as far as I've got with it all. With the coronavirus, if it happens locally, I'll probably hear about it, but that's about it,
well,
really.
The point Ben Gilroy were making was they've banned people travelling to Ireland, but I think it's March the 4th, I think he said, I don't know, but there's 20 planes coming from Italy full of Italy fans for the rugby.
Right.
So what are they going to do? Are they going to ban them? Well, you know, it's just fucking ridiculous. The whole things are just a game.
I don't know what's going on. It's mad because I only get glimpses of it if I sometimes go to a cafe. And I say I rarely go out, so I wouldn't know at what scale it was at. I wouldn't know if it was on my doorstep. If I'm honest, you know, it's not.
I've just seen a really.
For me personally, I'm glad that I wake up in the morning and I just look around and everything's good. Seriously, that's how I look at life now, because you know, if the shit's going to hit the fan, the shit's going to hit the fan. It's how you deal with it on that day. Can't worry about it. It's one of those. That's the way I'm looking at life now, because I've had to. You know, I've spent a lot of time, like I say, on my own, and it's perhaps a little bit cynical, but sometimes you've got to look at life in that way, and that's the way I choose to do it now.
I think I envy in one way. Like Jason said, you know, people can be surrounded by others and still be lonely. So, you know, in one way, I really envy you. It's almost like you've been allowed to regress into like your own sort of naive reality that don't have to put up with the bullshit of the outside world.
Exactly that. I don't have to deal with somebody not, you know, somebody not getting up for an elder person on public transport, you know, somebody not opening the door for somebody not turning around and saying thank you, or, you know, somebody not saying good morning, you know, how are you doing, without somebody turning around and going, what the fuck are you on about? You know what I mean? We're all here together, let's just get on. End of. No matter what it is, let's just all get on and fucking sort it out.
Yeah, it's only that it's not in the best interests of the people that are running the show if we all fucking did that, though, is it?
Just get rid of those. Just get rid of them, you know.
Yeah, we should. What we should do is we should probably get some, you know, like I don't know. We should do something differently, like tickle them to death or something. I don't know. Or I just fucking. It's a bit. When you're talking about it and seeing it, I can see how you get away from it, because I don't really look at a lot now. I mean, I've just put Sky News up on here, and it's telling us that 4 more dead in Italy as coronavirus spreads across Europe. It's killed 4 fucking people. Fuck
yeah,
me.
in other words, more people have died through having a blocked bowel this year. What?
Isn't it? And that's what they're doing. It's a scare tactic.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah, crazy, fucking crazy. And this is what passes for news. Oh God, more fucking sex abuse with MPs, or at least people.
Oh yeah, that was the other one that I heard. Yeah, they've started to dig up a couple of times. I've heard that today about who was the big fat Rochdale tosser who used to abuse kids? What do you call him? Yeah,
Peter Kay.
No. No, Cyril
All
Smith.
right.
But hasn't somebody resigned from some political party today
Yeah,
because of their involvement with that or whatever?
Lib Dem peer
Really?
quits party after Westminster child sex abuse report. So we must have been in it.
Mm.
This is the big
Is
one,
that
though.
happening?
This is the big-
Are they finally coming to light then about MPs?
Ah, they fuck. It's fucking
It-
be old, ain't it?
All they do, they drip feed shit just to keep.
Oh shit!
Right.
With people that are dead and it don't matter.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
This is the big one, though. This is the big news. I'm surprised this is not fucking headline news. Keith Lemon attacked Keith fucking Lemon.
And that's not even his real name.
Exactly. Attacks websites selling fake Caroline Flack t-shirts. So it's got a picture of these Caroline Flack. She's a TV presenter who she threw a 7 herself, didn't she? A couple of weeks ago. Yeah.
Oh, that's her who was the
Big news.
She was a TV presenter on some reality shit show and decided that she was going to end it all, wasn't she?
Yeah, but she was due in court for beating up her boyfriend, and the police said that it looked like a murder scene when they got in there. So there's some more to it than ever before. I mean, this fucking Lewis Capaldi, who the fuck's he? Is he some fucking what is he? I don't know. Is he a singer? Is he?
I don't know, because Capaldi, isn't that the name of the guy who used to be Doctor Who?
I keep seeing him everywhere. I don't know why.
Isn't Capaldi the surname of that guy who used to be Doctor Who?
Doctor Who?
Yeah, that's him.
Indeed.
Indeed.
No, I don't know. No, I ain't got a clue, mate. I ain't got a clue. Woman beating a man. Yeah, that's Ron Malcolm's put that. Yeah, well, I mean, if she's kicking shit at you and the guy's going to stand there and take it, isn't he? He's not going to fight back. So it's not as if it's a fight that's it's not a fair fight if you know what I mean. And neither is him fucking it in the back but restraining her. Anyway, before I fucking told me to send down fucking bog.
Apparently, Peter Capaldi, who is Lewis Capaldi's, hang on, what's it say here? Second cousin once removed, whatever the fuck that means.
What?
Lewis Capaldi's a singer, isn't he? Peter Capaldi's an actor, and they're related apparently, but they're not father and son or out like that.
Oh yeah, but it's always saying though, isn't it? I mean, look at it. It's always saying these fucking people, they come out and they end up they've been in boarding school or something, so they've been bummed. They've been given a fucking. I mean, look at Dave, the TV channel. And I know you don't watch TV, Owen, but it's just the same so-called fucking comedians who are about as funny as my fucking cat's fucking puke when it's fucking out of rotten fish.
I do remember Dave from the UK. It's like motoring programs and all the rest of it, isn't it? It's like I don't know, male orientated channel, isn't it? Like that.
Yeah. What they've done is
I noticed that on your free views in the UK, you've got your Daves and your Gold and these channels there. But every single program that are on these individual channels are BBC programs. They're all BBC programs, but yet there's advertisements in the middle of it. So isn't that another extra revenue that the BBC are getting?
Yeah. Yeah, we were saying that.
I mean?
Yeah.
If you look at it, you look at those channels, which I have because you can get the TV guide up. If you look through them, I think, well, BBC programs these. No. But there's adverts in the middle. So I think that's another, I don't know. I just think that's something that I haven't got the time to sit there and have a look at, but I'm sure those channels have got something to do with it. But I'm sure there's loads of people that aren't paying the bloody TV licenses in the UK, so they know where I'm coming from.
That reminds me, that's a point I wanted to bring up. I spoke to somebody late this afternoon, Jason.
Oh,
and the letters that people are sending to TV licensing, saying that they're not going to pay the TV license anymore. Or sorry, it's, this address does not require a TV license. The access to the property, blah 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 blah. Well, now what they do? The letter they sent me back said something like, "All right then," and that was the end of it.
Yeah.
People then started to get letters saying, "Oh well, we'll be in touch in 2 years." And now, apparently, I haven't seen the letter, but a lady told me about it today. She got hers back, and it said, "Please don't believe that this letter that you've sent us is right because it's a scam. So we'll still be knocking on your door." And she says, "I hope they fucking come and knock at my door because I'll be videoing them and charging them that 4,950 quid that I promised in the fucking letter I sent them." So apparently now you just get a letter back saying, "Oh, that's not real. It's a scam. You can't do that."
So if you're watching BBC,
Yes, you
fuck
can.
off.
Yeah, yes, you can.
Yeah, of course you can.
And by the way, if I say you can't come to my front door, trust me, you can't come.
There you go. And you won't be. Oh, he's gone again.
Yeah, it's Joe. He'll be back in a second. It's not like we were saying anything interesting.
You off? Okay.
Have you got ET in the background?
Yeah.
I don't think he's ripped it. I think it seems just come apart.
Right. We're talking about dog's bed. His dog's bed today. I've noticed it's like he's ripped all fucking bits out of it. So he's found a way to get everything out of it. So he's got like all, and it looked like, you know what it looks like? It looks like the stuff it's packed with looks like
Owen's pubes.
Yeah, Owen's pubes. Looks like Owen's pubes. It's just like all black fucking. There we go.
Well, the thing is, that dog was never, ever going to be well behaved. Yeah, but he's your dog, so he was never going to be well behaved, was he? Ever.
I hear. Why can't I hear?
He can't hear us. Well, thank God for that.
We can hear you.
He can't hear us.
Owen?
He can't hear us.
Nope.
He's waving to me, but
Owen, not.
Yeah.
he'll
I've got
have
sewing
to log
job
out.
tomorrow, guys. Sewing. I'll be. Oh, here he goes. He's gone.
Here we go.
Yeah. Anyway, you're listening to Raconteurs News on this Tuesday night. It's the 25th of February 2020, and our guest tonight is Owen Lloyd Martin. He's over in Portugal. We've been chatting about all sorts of things. In the first hour, there's a story I want to bring up when he comes back in the second hour. But I don't know if he'll have a. I don't know if he'll have a point of view on it. But in fact, I'll bring it up now. Oh, hang on, here he is. He's
We're coming back again.
He's just saying it's all detect. Go on, love. Go on, love. You're all right. You go in now. Give me a kiss. No, babe. I'll see you up there. Oh no! Now you've got to move green screen. Here he is. He's back.
I can't hear shit. I can't hear anything. I hear nothing.
Really?
I hear nothing at all.
We can hear you.
You can hear me?
Yeah.
But I can't hear you.
Apparently not.
Holy shit. What's going on there? Everything's up on the phone. I don't know. Should I come out and try the link again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Try rebooting your device, although you can't hear me.
And it's no good putting something in the chat room for him to read because he's not doing that either. I just want to read a couple of comments from the chat room. Here we go. I've lost it. Hang on, where are we? Richard Righteous. The channel Dave pushes the same shite comedians again and again. Same comedians, different show over and over. Yes, you're dead right. Bandit Buster 38 Degrees are doing a petition to save the TV license. TV license isn't
fucking
real.
save the TV license. Well, the fuck is wrong with him, innit? It's like fucking turkeys having a petition to fucking save Christmas, isn't it? Jesus Christ. Fuck me. What next? Eh? What the fuck next?
Well, people need a leader. People need to know that there's somebody unbiased going to tell them what they should think for the next 24 hours. And they need that.
Yeah.
And that's why. Loads of people saying they don't pay the TV license. Yeah, personal choice. Good for you. Mark, Shill Destroyer, who was on last night, great comment. If you want to be indoctrinated with lies and spells, you must first get a license.
New Beans put, you might save that fur. Get it, they're not fur, aren't they? They were pubes. Get it made to yarn and knit a hat from it for the future. You will always have Watson on your head whenever you like. So I'll have Watson's pubes on my head if they're Watson's pubes. Look at Watson's pubes, are they? No. Yeah, but I like the, but it's gone back in and I've got to sew it up tomorrow. So, it's all going back in, so I don't need to make a hat.
I just want to point out Uni Black Sister as well. Yeah, thanks for using our chat room again. So that we can use your donate button. Not a problem. We can do that, Uni Black Sister. Yep. Hey. Yeah.
Oh, speaking of outrage, he put
Taylor's put, is TV license cable in the US? Now, what a TV license is, Taylor, is this. The British government insists that you need to pay to have a TV by way of a license for, it works out about £3 odd a week, in order to to receive or watch or record live TV. They may be changing that to any other shite they can put on it to make people think they've got to pay it again, but that's basically the law. And I don't think you have that in the US in any state, as far as I know. But the problem is that the BBC supposedly on BBC channels doesn't have adverts. However, on the channels that are owned by the BBC but not badged as the BBC, like one we've got here called Dave, they show a lot of old BBC and some new BBC programs with adverts. So a load of people have gone, hang on a minute, we're not fucking paying for that. And Jason made a really good point earlier. If you're paying for a cable channel or a satellite channel or however it's getting into your home, why the fuck should you have to watch adverts? They're double dipping. They're taking a payment for the ad and a payment for your subscription.
One of my bugbears, that, mate. I think I might, when I go and raid Parliament and become Prime Minister King, I think that's what I'll call myself after, Queens. I've allowed Queen to abdicate and go to exile in Ingle Mills, and then I'll say that you can't fucking. It's a joke. It's an absolute fucking joke. You're paying for a channel, and then you're paying again because they're making you watch this shit and all during day. And these are on subscription channels all during day. I'm bombarded with fucking funeral plans and fucking shit like that.
Yeah, a funeral plan over 50.
Yeah.
What's the other one?
This one.
Go on.
Fucking cremations.
That's it. Yeah.
Simple cremations or something. From what I gather, they just chuck in a fucking big pile and burn your all weird load of them. Uni
Black Sister Taylor's put, sounds like a complete scam. Well, as an American, you're kind of looking at this from the outside in, and you're absolutely right. It is a fucking scam.
Yeah, but charity donations as well. Yeah, sorry.
Oh God, yeah.
This is fucking. I don't know. This is Dave. Dave's not had out to drink for ages, and Dave has to walk all this. And I feel. Of course, you feel empathy for him. That's what they're designed to do. But it's a fucking scam. The whole lot of it is a scam. Good evening, Galaxian. He's just put good evening, Jason. Hello, Jason, in the chat room. Sorry you missed last night's show. I've seen a couple of comments that you made on was it last night's show? Or were it? No, it weren't. It was something else. Anyway, I'm glad you caught it. I'm glad you caught it. Let me just take this fucking banner off.
Yeah, can we ask you as well, please, if you're going to use capital letters, just use it for a question. Because the reason we ask that is because it's really, really difficult to watch the chat room and get a question out because we have to read everything. But if you just and only put questions in capitals and nothing else, we'd really appreciate it.
Yes, sponsor a snow leopard as well.
Yeah, sponsor a snow leopard.
Fucking pandas in it. WWF, which is a fucking a Nazi organization into eugenics and stuff like that.
Who actually steal land from nature and get you to pay for them to do it.
That's right. They go up to the pandas and they fucking put a gun to their head and say, if you don't fucking move out of this area humanely, then we're going to fucking sort it out. Then they go in there and build some car parks.
Well, when you've got,
You supping anyway?
You are?
What you supping? No, all right, okay. Orange juice is gone then, has it?
No, I've got that here. I'm drinking whiskey and orange, just not in the same glass.
Right, okay. Fair enough. Is it because there's more calories if you put them in the same glass?
No, it's just that if I drink that in that sort of quantity, I'll be falling down there. Which one of the royals was it? Set up the Worldwide Fund for Nature.
It weren't, would it? It was one of Prince Philip's mates.
Yeah, but he's one of the patron or something, or wasn't he? And yet he's the bastard who goes to fucking Africa, gets them to put a lion basically in a cage, and then walks up and shoots it. You know, wanker. If you want to kill a lion, fight for it with your bare hands. Let's see how you fucking come out then, you German bastard.
Oh, just don't fucking kill him. It's easy not to kill him, innit?
Yeah, it's dead easy. Just leave him alone.
Let me just find some. There's a story out that I wanted to bring up tonight because it caught my eye, and I thought this is something that I've been saying is going to be happening. Is going to happen, and now it is. Yeah, I remember because I said it first. I predicted it, and I was only on the time. Anyway, so that's my Alex Jones impression.
Go on.
Yeah, go on. What it is.
That's a Yorkshire saying. What it is.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Who's been on this fucking computer? Well, I put in rugby because what it is this rugby association. They're having a meeting, the board, about the women's rugby association are having a meeting about. In fact, all of them, I think anyway, they're having this meeting about how trans are going to be, whether trans are going to be classed as women. And they're going to be able to play rugby. So they're even having a meeting about it. You know what they're going to do. They're going to say yes because they'll just be And I put in fucking start page. I put rugby meeting trans. I just suppose meeting trans is fucking. I probably. So I want to meet transsexuals now. TV dating. Senior cross-dresser dating. Fucking hell.
That was the other thing that I heard today. I think this was a news thing. And they were talking about, the thing where they've got drag queens going around reading stories to kids in libraries. They've now moved it to schools. And they were basically saying how, it's not a problem. Well, it is to me, and I'll tell you why it's a problem to me. I ain't got a problem.
I'm Steph, and I'm Abby. And today we're going to be sharing secrets from the...
Sorry, fucking just this, because I've gone onto one of these, one of these things that came up.
All right.
It wasn't Meet the Old fucking Crossdressers fucking network.
All right. I ain't got a problem with anybody wearing what they want or being whatever sexual orientation they want. Completely your private life. Nothing to do with me, don't care. As long as you're happy and you don't hurt anybody, who cares? But when you've got a drag queen going into a school, and a drag queen isn't just a man dressed as a woman, it's a man doing a very sexual portrayal or sexualized portrayal of a female.
Right.
And so what you've got in somebody who's transitioning to be a man, or a man who dresses up like a woman because he feels more comfortable or whatever, and playing it straight, and straight's a bad word, but you know what I mean. What you've actually got is somebody it's not even like a pantomime dame because it's sexualized. And that's part of a drag queen's act because it's sexualized. And you and me, Jason, in the industry we worked in, I mean, I've worked with loads of drag queens, you know, doing DJing and singing in bands and whatever. And they're another act that's part of the same bill that you're on and stuff. I've worked with probably, I don't know, 8 or 10. And it's a very sexualized act. And so to allow that into a school isn't letting somebody from the whatever alphabet community in. It's allowing a sexualized adult to tell a story from that point of view. Then, of course, the kids go, "Oh, what's your name?" "Oh, my name's Sissy Christabel fucking Flower," or whatever, or Sissy Christabel Glitter. So what's the kid do when they get home from that thing?
Sorry, but when you said that,
what? So the point is, though, the kids will go home.
Wait.
What?
When you said that something Christabel Glitter,
Yeah.
I then thought of something that rhymed with that, and I like it up there. That's all I was trying to say. Go on, you carry on.
But my serious point was, you've then got kids who have been read this story by this sexualized adult, who are then going to go home and they're going to go, "Mum, can I go on my tablet?" And what's the first thing they're going to Google? And they're going to go straight onto that website, because all drag acts have got a website. Otherwise, how are they going to get work? You know, and the first thing them kids are going to do is go home and look, and there they are, boom, straight in front of them. And that's why, for me, a drag queen reading a story to kids is wrong. If you want to get a man who thinks he's a woman and that's how he dresses to go read a story to a kid, fine. Or if you've got a woman who thinks she wants to be or is a man and you want to get them in to read a story to a kid, fine. Because it's not coming from a sexualized point of view. But when you've got a drag queen doing it, that's a whole different fucking ball game.
A drag queen's just a pretend female clown.
Well, yeah, I mean, drag means dressed as girl. That's where it comes from.
Well, I didn't know that, Adie. Thank you very much for clearing that up. I'm no
every day's a what?
Every day's a school day.
Every day's a school day.
Dressed as a gimp.
Dressed as girl.
Yeah, dressed as a gimp makes it really, because they look more like a gimp than they do a girl, don't they, man? And you know, I don't want to appearances and that, because I can't really. I've got no fucking. I've got no right to. But Jesus fucking Christ, some of them. And look, the point I was making is, and I found an article on it, but the only one I could find it in was Pink News, right? So anyway, the article in the Pink News says this: anti-trans camp. This is the headline: anti-trans campaign group to attend World Rugby review on transgender players. Right. So that's not really the what I'm getting at. This is this. World Rugby has revealed that it will host a forum in London next week, which will decide the future policy on trans players. trans players' right to participate in the game. In a statement, the organisation said it was consulting with expert voices, as well as expert voices. What the fuck are they? Expert fucking. I've got an expert. I've been fucking talking most of my life. I'm a fucking expert at having a voice. Fucking idiots. Expert voices. What are these? Fucking dickheads. And all these cunts on fucking YouTube as well. YouTube. All these cunts on fucking YouTube that call themselves fucking influencers. What the fuck? An influencer? Fuck me. Anyway. So that's what's happening. They're having a meeting. World Rugby, Women's World Rugby. So what they're going to do is they're going to say, yes, well, they have the right to play rugby, and then you're going to get fucking 6 foot fucking trans, with fucking birds with a fucking wig on, some lipstick, and a fucking fag in the mouth, who's never fucking, who is just a bloke who just weren't good enough to play rugby at a decent level, against men. It's just fucking ridiculous. And I said this is where it would go in.
You did, yeah, you did. You said we'll get to the stage where we'll have men pretending to be women just so that they can win a women's sports thing. But what they ought to do then? They ought to say, right, okay, well, you can do that, but while you're still a man, you've got to get in the ring and do at least one round with Tyson Fury. While you're still a man, you can do that, and then you can go play rugby as a woman.
Well, not even Tyson Fury, just fucking anybody.
I just want to. I'm just got to pick some up in the chat room.
Go on.
If you can't be polite in the chat room, fuck off.
Well,
It's
listen.
simple.
Look, mate. Don't get involved. Leave them to it. Yeah, I've got moderators in there. They'll do it. So I can't read it. You can't read it fast enough to be able to know what's going on. And I know there's something going on. But
I don't mind anybody having an opinion, but fecking loser is personal. So drop it. Anyway, moving on. I just want to, Dinny. I'm sure your missus did shout, "What's wrong with fucking Germans?" It was that far back. Listen, I've got nothing against anybody of any race, but what I have got something against is them fucking wankers who think they're a royal family. And if it had been Ginger, I'd have called him Ginger. If it had been Green, I'd have called him Green. If it had been from Portugal, I'd have called him Portuguese.
Or if
I upset your missus by using the word German.
Or if it were a wind-up merchant, you'd have called him Dinny.
Yeah. And the other comment was as well, I think this was Dinny's as well. I don't have anything against anybody for how they want to be in their private life, even if they bring it into the public. I mean, fuck's sake, I go to Thailand where there's ladyboys. But anybody who's never been to Thailand thinks that, like, the whole of the Thai race are ladyboy, and they're not. There's a few that are. And that's why you'll always see it on telly, because whatever they pick out on telly for what they want you to see. So.
Yeah, well, yeah, of course they do. Yeah, well, look, it's going to women's football and women's sport at the moment.
It's going to be destroyed in it.
I've just been fucking absolute. I'm glad I've got rid of Sky because I was so fucking pissed off. I'd put Sky Sports News on, and there'd be fucking scores running along bottom, and I'd think, oh fucking hell, that sounds like a good game. And then it'd come across again, and it'd be Women's Premier League, and I'd think, well, fucking why is that? Why is that? You know what? Most people watching are men. Let's just face fucking facts. Most people watching Sky Sports, I'm not all of them, but still most. I'd just say the vast majority. And look, all they're doing is they're just trying to. It's just trying to expedite this under some umbrella of being, fair, but it's not fucking fair. Nothing ever is. It's this fairness. It's like women's tennis, right? Women's tennis, in the Grand Slams, they want the same money as the men, right? Fair enough.
Hang on a minute. Go on now, say what you were going to say.
I'm going to say, well, in men's tennis, they play 5 sets, and in women's tennis, they play 3 sets. So technically, you can play in women's tennis. What is this? 6 rounds. You can play 12 sets and win the tournament.
Yep.
Whereas in the man's game, so there is more. So if women did get the same amount of money in the end, but my point was, well, make them play 5 sets.
Yeah.
If you want to earn the same money, play 5 sets. But then they'll say, well, then we're going to get fucking male tennis players on fucking female fucking circuit. Not like we've not got enough anyway, like the Williams brothers.
Well, you're always going to get. Who was the one when? Listen, I've never really followed sport. Was it Fatima Whitbread who used to do? Was it the hammer she did or the shot? Javelin was it? Yeah. And I think she got that natural
beauty.
I mean, it's like me. It doesn't matter how much weight I lose. I'm never going to have a 6-pack because I'm not made like that. And you're always going to get people whose DNA or whatever you call it means that they are either 6'7" or 5'2", or naturally will hold body weight more than somebody who can find it easy to build a 6-pack. It's not all about what you stick in here. A lot of it is to do with your own natural body composition, how you're made. And of course, we're all individual, apart from identical twins-ish. But when you've got somebody like Fatima Whitbread, who's a female javelin, shot put, hammer, whatever she used to do, you could say that she's got an advantage. But if she's female, she's female. But if you've got Brian, who's a docker from Grimsby, who suddenly decides he's going to be called Brenda, that's not a female. That's somebody who's, if they want to live their life like that, they shouldn't ask the rules to be changed just so that they fit in. That's not the idea of a sport where equals compete.
Would you like to hear? Sorry, yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly. Everything you've said, mate. I completely agree.
If only you were fucking listening. I know.
I were listening. You were talking about stuff. I always remember when you're talking about stuff. I just wanted to. I'm on Pink News, so I thought I'd have a look at some of the other headlines. Right, so here we go. Latest post. Listen to this.
Listen, I'm going to be listening, but I have to wee.
All right. Well, I'm going to wait till you come back.
No, talk, because I'm just going to turn volume up, turn my mic up.
I'll need you. You see, don't get it, do you? You see, you just don't get this.
But I need a wee.
Well, go and have a wee then, and I'll talk about something else until you come back.
Right, talk about.
All right, then. There you go. Adie's gone for a wee. I have a bottle that does that. Stop talking while you're supposed to be weeing. He's floating away. He's going to go and put his thing on, his suit. His, the pissing in space. He's currently at the back of the space station. He's circling the Earth. He's at the moment. He's right above. Oh God, what's it called?
Here's what I'm doing.
Well, I can't hear you, you fucking idiot. I know you can hear me. Anyway, good evening, everyone in chat room. We seem to have lost Lloyd. Owen. I don't know if he's going to be able to come back yet at all during, but we've got 35 minutes left. So me and Adie will try and fill in just as much as we can. Ron Malcolm says, "Wee," because that's what you do when you're having fun. You refer to yourself and other people. Alice, Tazzy is in there as well. Tazzy Man One, Newbie, good evening to you. Galaxian, behave and stay, misbehave and get kicked. Ooh, so there's definitely something going on in there. But Denny says that Adie is pissed as a fart.
I'm not. I've just been for a wee.
Oh, Tazzy M says, Aid, piss away, mate. They don't care about the electrics when playing with the water on the PlayStation. I mean, space station. Yes, so you didn't piss in any of the electrical things.
No, not at all. No, definitely not.
Right. I want you to listen to this. This is one of the headlines. One of the latest stories.
I've got my headline banner on.
I can see when you're not listening.
I am.
I can see that because your eyes go like, well, where I'm sat, that way. No, that way.
No, I don't look there because you're here.
No, but you were looking at another place. You were doing your thing. Your face were going around. You were scanning.
Oh, was I?
Well,
Go on, then.
Anyway, right, okay. This is from Pink News. Latest surge. Listen to this. Latest post. Doctor suspended after removing a trans man's fanny in irreversible surgery. It says vagina, but I thought fanny because I can't really read vagina. It's a bit of a long word, isn't it?
Yeah.
So a doctor's been suspended after removing a trans man's vagina. Can you see where we're going here? Alice in Wonderland, isn't it? It's worse than that even. It's Wizard of Oz, only like everyone's behind a curtain.
There's no common sense anymore, is there? I mean, there really isn't any common sense.
Right-wing Christians are striking out with furious anger because Clifford the Big Red Dog now stars lesbian mums. I was just thinking that earlier on. I was thinking that, that I'm fucking pissed off with that Clifford the Big Red fucking dog. Because it's got like lesbians on it now. And no bloke likes to see lesbians, do they? Oh, my joke that I was going to do last night. I've got a couple of jokes.
Did you write them?
Not the first one, but the second one I did.
Oh God.
In fact,
okay.
The second one is more of a it's more of a memory and observation. Okay. But my first one, I wanted to tell a joke about paedophiles.
Okay.
Because it's a bit of a taboo subject, but
no, it shouldn't be.
So you've got a paedophile, and he gets out of prison and moves into an area, and it's a new area, obviously, because it needs to be new. So he needs to. Do you think well, I had this in my mind that he'd seek out other paedophiles, and then they'd be sat talking to each other, perhaps in pub, and the one would say, "Right, well, I'm new round here." He says, "Well, it's the best place for picking up kids," and the other bloke goes, "Swings and roundabouts." Oh dear.
Oh no.
No, okay. I'll do the other one.
It's actually quite good. I take it that's not the one that you wrote.
No, that's not the one I wrote.
I guess.
It's an old Frank Skinner one. I think I read it on my honeymoon in one of his books.
Oh,
and I know it. I think he did it. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, you can't joke about that. You can't joke about that. Oh yeah, everyone's saying not funny, not funny, not funny. Yes, okay. Well, some people might find it funny. I do. I think we should laugh at things that we're afraid of, and then we're not afraid of them anymore, are we? So anyway, it was Frank Skinner, not fucking fault. Anyway, not mine. I just read it. I just recycled.
There is one downside, and this is true, I swear. And I hope I'm not going to upset my grandson, who at the time was 4. Like a lot of little boys, he does what boys do, and he plays with his willy. But he's got a mum, his real mum, and his mum's soon-to-be wife. So when Jensen goes to the loo, he sits down. He sits down for a wee. Because there ain't a man in the house who stands up and has a wee, so he never sees it. And isn't it amazing how something just as small and subtle as that, when he went to school and there's a urinal, he just kind of stood there and went, "What's that?" Because he didn't know.
He didn't know what urinal were.
No, because when he'd been taken to the toilet by his mum, she'd always took him in the ladies' toilet in a cubicle. And of course he'd sat down because that's all he'd ever seen his mum do.
Right, okay, fair enough. How long were he going in for a fucking piss with his mother?
Well, no, I mean, if he goes, I don't know, say they go to Sheffield Arena or whatever, and he wants a wee, she'll take him in the ladies' loo because she's a lady. So she would naturally go and stand in the ladies' queue and take him into the ladies' toilet, and he would go into the cubicle because he's only 4, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he actually ended up with because he didn't know that he'd got to clean it because he ain't got a dad to show him. He ended up with a bit of an infection. I mean, it's all cleared up and it was next to nothing, but my daughter didn't know because she was a bit worried, and I just said, well, he's got to clean it. Oh, has he? Because you just don't know. So there's, and that's, my daughter, who obviously lives with another lass and very happy. But she's got a son. So if you get not a problem, but a social thing like that you won't normally think of, because most of us, God, that's an assumptive thing to say, isn't it? What people see as normal, like a man and a woman and kids and 2.4 kids and 1.5 cars, neither of them paid for on the drive and that sort of stuff. It don't happen in all houses. And as this sort of trans male, female squashing, merging together so that there ain't really any gender at all, which is where it's going, as all this kind of opens up, there'll be more and more and more and more of these situations. Like my grandson had something dead simple, like he's only ever sat down for a wee, he's never stood up, and he's 5.
Super Police says that he once had. I'll tone it down because we're a bit more refined here on Raconteurs News to say words like shagged. Even that's a shagging's a fucking dance anyway, isn't it? But he once had sexual congress with a bird, who I believe is probably a lady, and rather than a fucking frozen chicken, but you never know with Leeds, who couldn't believe I stood up for a piss. Well, you see, I don't stand up for a piss, but I know I don't now anyway. But I didn't before. I didn't before when I had 2 legs. I didn't stand up, but I was trained. When I were about 21, I ended up living with a bird who were a bit older than me, and she was a school teacher. And when we got this flat together, and she insisted that I sat down to pee.
That's because you couldn't aim your knob.
Well, it was from start. I mean, there were no negotiations. It was just like, that's it, you're sitting down. If I can't catch you standing up, that's it. And it didn't last very long. It lasted about a year, but not the piss. I was
going to say, I think I'd have had cramp in my legs by then. I'd have had pins and needles. After a year of sitting down having the same
Listen, while we're on the subject, I mean, sitting down for a piss and standing up for a piss, I mean, I know a lot of blokes do that, do stand up and sit down, but what about wiping your arse? I mean, are you a sit wiper or a stand wiper?
Oh, I'm definitely a sit wiper, but
I mean, you can't say but when we're talking about arses.
However,
okay,
having been to Southeast Asia, they have something called a bum gun, which is, the thing that you have coming out your electric shower with the water thing. But instead of having a shower head on it, it's got like a trigger. So the idea is that instead of using about 12 mile of paper to wipe your arse on and blocking the bog up, you get the trigger and you have a good old squirt and a clean and a wash, and then you use 2 bits of paper. And when I first went over there, I kept going downstairs to the hotel reception and saying, "Excuse me, can I have some more toilet paper, please?" And the woman said, "You use bum gun?" I went, "What?" "I show you." So she actually went up to my hotel room. I mean, she didn't take her clothes off or anything, but she kind of sat on the loo with the lid down, got hold of the bum gun and kind of did a quick graphic lesson in how to use a bum gun without actually pressing the trigger. And so for the last few days of my holiday, I used this bum gun. And the first thing I did when I got home to England was buy one and fit it. So, yeah.
You've got one, have you?
I have, yeah. Brilliant.
Oh, boom, boom. Yeah. Listen, I use wet toilet paper because I think dry's just a waste of time. Because it just gives you a skid mark up your back.
Oh, jeez.
And I've got a hairy back as well, so it gets a bit matted sometimes. Jason. Especially now when I can't really bathe or shower.
Let's just go back to school when you used to have that ISIL 40 grit paper. Can you remember that? Do you know why schools did that? And I had a caretaker of a school tell me this. The reason why schools use Isle toilet paper is to make sure that you don't have a shit while you're at school.
Okay.
Nobody in their right mind would want to wipe their arse on, well, it's like having, well, it's like slicks, isn't it? Isle toilet paper is like slick tyres. Pointless
Well,
in the day.
I'll tell you, uni probably don't know what we're talking about, but I'll tell you what, if you can imagine wiping your arse on half a milk bottle, that's what it was like. And they always used to say, the excuse they used at our school was you could use it for tracing.
So you could trace your, oh, okay. I've just got trace your turds. Right, I'm gonna pick something out of the chat room at random. Why have we the people got to pander to this demonic LGBTQ crap? You haven't. You haven't, because people are just people. And if they want to give themselves a label, that's up to them. But if you ask my daughter, who others might refer to as lesbian, she'd just say, well, I'm Jess. That's what I am. And if you said to her, are you part of the LGBTQ rainbow? She'd say, my name's Jess. So we haven't got to pander to anything. Just treat people with love, care, and respect. What's hard about that?
Or just ignore them.
Yeah.
Don't just ignore. If you can't treat people with love, care, and respect, just ignore them.
Yeah.
That's what I do. I ignore everybody.
Is that Owen getting in touch with you, by the way?
No, I can't. I can't work out what it were. What this fucking phone does. Just makes noises. You know what it'll do? It'll go. It's a bit like it wants your attention all the time. I used to be on when I used to go on Facebook as me a lot. Not a lot, but when I used to go, and the Facebook used to do that when I used to have notifications on. And it will like it in your pocket and it'll buzz and it wants your attention. It wants your attention. It wants your attention. And that's what this does. This phone. That's all it does. It would nothing that. It weren't a message or fuck all. And it just went fucking some shit that I don't know what fuck all about. What the fuck's happened to me thing? I knocked it backwards a bit.
Yeah. There was another thing that I heard today as well. I've written it down. I can't remember what that. There was another thing today, and I thought when we get on tonight, if Owen don't get round to it, I'll bring it up. But I can't remember what the bloody hell it was. Anyway, never mind.
What were it, Madeleine McCann?
No, it weren't Maddie McCann. Although that's kind of been back in the not news again, but it's been more. You know, when you click on YouTube and stuff, the stuff that comes up that it says, oh, you might like to watch this. There's been more Maddie McCann stuff come up recently. And I know there's all these algorithms that stop us really watching what we want to watch and all the rest of it. But there does seem to be more Madeleine McCann stuff coming on at the moment.
I'll tell you what I started watching last night. I started watching... somebody had posted it in chat room and I remembered it and I thought, I never got around to watching that. So I watched it and it was The Century of Self. It's a Richard Curtis film and it's about Edward Burnett. It's about 4 hours long. You can watch it in parts, but I've been watching. I put it on last night. I put the first part on and I'm assuming that it went, go on.
Is that the advertising thing?
No.
What's that? What's that one?
Yeah. Sorry, yeah. He were the advertising guy.
Subliminal stuff. Yeah.
You should know about it. It's a BBC thing. You're fucking working at BBC. What the fuck?
Let me change this shit. Hang on a minute. Go on. Yeah, go on. Sorry, you're right. So you watched it, yeah?
But I think I fell asleep after the first one. I woke up at 3, so I've watched second one when I were making my wife's dinner this evening.
And what's it called?
Century of the Self.
Okay.
I need to get my lighting sorted out. This will be a lot better when I get upstairs.
Your microphone's a lot better, whatever you've just done.
I've just leaned in and threatened to kiss it with my pursed lips like this one. Please work better, microphone.
Looks like a cat's ass with glasses on. So it looks like a bald cat's ass with glasses on.
462-904 says, I shag a lot of sheep, but I don't advertise it and promote it in junior schools. Good point. Good point. Yeah, it is me lighting, Super Leads. It is. It's definitely me lighting that's getting this done.
Alice Georgeson asked, does Owen need anything? Owen is going through a bit of a challenging time at the moment. Earlier on, he did mention a little bit that he's him and his ex have split, and that's the financial things kind of coming to a head at the moment. I think at the moment what Owen needs is plenty of positive vibes and some messages of love. But lovely of you to ask the question. And if we get him back tonight, I think that's the first thing we should ask him. Does he need anything?
Send him £1 million. Send him £1 million. 5G. Fucking 5G. You fucking dead. Puppies. See, that's where they went wrong. That's where they went wrong with the 5G campaign. They started saying it were getting kids nosebleeds. Nobody gives a fuck about kids in this country. Nobody gives a fuck, do they?
No.
Their own, they do. They don't. Collectively, they don't give a fuck about kids. So, if it had said it's skiing fucking puppies nosebleeds, or kittens, or cats, or dogs nosebleeds, fucking there'd have been a rape riot. But no, it's kids. People don't give a fuck about kids. Their own kids, yes, of course, but collectively, and I'm not talking about the people that are in the chat room now, or the people listening to us like this, nobody gives a fuck. So they don't. So fucking, I can't even remember what we were talking about. I was ranting so well and all.
Century of the Self.
Yeah, you took me about 5 minutes. I was talking about 30 seconds ago. I can't remember.
Oh, right.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah, it's Century of the Self. Oh God, what were I fucking talking about? Yes, Steve Owens says, "Isn't Jay sexy when he tries?" What do you mean when I try? Fucking always sexy, man.
No, the answer to that question is no.
Listen, if it carries on, I might have to get a nipple out and just show you.
No, don't.
Yeah, Century of the Self. And I'm on number 2, so it's all about how manipulation. How first of all it went into advertising, this manipulation that they use, and I think the second part's called what is it? Creating consent.
Right, okay, yeah, I've seen that one, I think.
And it sort of like goes how we went from advertising into politics.
So if people wanted to search for this, what would they search on YouTube, Jason?
Century of the Self. It's there. It's there. It comes straight up.
Right. Because I'll be looking for that tonight.
George has put Century of the MILF.
That looks good to me.
He's sexy and he knows it. Yeah, I do, Stephen. Yeah, you've got to do it. 1, 2, 3. We're getting some numbers in as well. What's going on? Oh, yeah, that's what we're talking about. Right. Thank you. Kids. That's where they went wrong. People don't give a fuck about kids. They don't. Because you get all this fucking... They might... What they see on telly when little... I don't know. Fly face is and has got to... Needs this and that. It just... They might do them, but collectively, what they're doing there is they're offsetting their guilt. They feel guilty that happens in the world that they live in. So when they give money to things like that, they're offsetting the guilt instead of actually doing something about it.
Yes. Yeah, completely. And that's when. Do you remember when we had Chris
Cross?
No, Chris
Waddle?
No. No, Pat.
Why'd you come from fucking Chris to Pat?
The guy who did what was his name? You know them who jump on top of lorries at the fracking sites, and they were doing the charity thing and saying how they were taking the food packages around homeless people in Leeds. Was it Pat? It was Pat, wasn't it? Yeah, a guy called Pat. And he actually worked. You what? Sorry,
Paul Todd.
There was Toddy, but there was the guy with him who'd been homeless, and it was Pat testing electrical stuff because that's the job that he'd been able to do since he'd been homeless, because he could do it with relatively little equipment that cost money, but he could still earn a living. And these guys had worked as charity muggers, chuggers, for Cancer Research UK and a few others. And if you remember, he said that he was working for an agency. And the idea was that he worked for an agency who did work for lots of charities. So he'd walk around Leeds, getting hold of people. Please give us £3 a month, 15 quid, whatever. And can you remember when he told us how much money actually goes to the charity? Because more than 50% of the money that he was taking from people was going to the agency. And he said by the time it actually gets to the charity, there's about 5%. And out of that 5% was all the running costs and wages of the charity. So he said whatever percentage of that 5% actually ends up doing some good, God knows. But it's not much at all. And you're right, people do think that, they can give £3 a month or whatever, and it is offsetting their guilt because they do feel guilty. But they're NLP made to feel guilty for living in a country where food is plentiful. We're made to feel guilty for that.
Well, listen, charity. In 2004, I stopped DJing in 2000 because I couldn't be arsed with it. But then in 2004, 2005, I got it became necessary because I had legal bills. What with the fucking yeah. Anyway, I started doing these race nights for a company, and they were fucking really good. Not really good. Sorry, they were really profitable, shall we say? These race nights. So the thing is that I took what would happen is I go and do the race nights, and of course, due to the nature of it, it's all cash, right? And then what would happen is after every week, I would put the all the cash minus my commission into an envelope and send it via special delivery through the post.
Really?
Yeah, honestly. Anyway, I thought to myself, something's fucking wrong here. This is not really a charity. I thought this is not a fucking. It was one of them charities. I think they called it the Wishes and Dreams Trust, and it was supposed to be raising money for kids to go and do. That you've heard it. Where there are charities, there are good charities out there that do that. That send kids on that are ill. But this is what it was supposed to be. And I just thought to myself, well, anyway, they give you all the equipment. So I got all the equipment, got a big screen and a projector, and I'd do race nights, and it only took a couple of hours, and I was making good money on it. But I weren't. They were telling me to say all the money goes, every single penny goes that you pay tonight goes towards this, the Wishes and Dreams Trust and sending terminally ill children to Disney World and all this sort of shit. And I got a real fucking problem with that. And I thought to myself, it's not really true, because I'm taking some money out of this for me, for my time and for. Well, fucking reason why I took it was because I needed a job, needed money. I weren't fucking so. Anyway, this one week, I needed a new projector. My projector didn't stop working, and it apparently needed a new bulb, and they're really expensive anyway. So he said, the bloke who ran it, he says to me, he says, meet me at Glossop, because he was in Warrington. Meet me at Glossop, and I'll swap you. I'll swap you
Projectors, bulbs.
Yeah, projectors. I'll swap your projectors over. So I met him at Tesco's in Glossop. Tesco's.
Been there loads of times. Yep.
In Glossop, and the cunt fucking turned up in a fucking Porsche 911.
No way.
And I thought to my son, that's it. That's me. I'm not doing it anymore. And I fucking didn't do it anymore.
Wow.
I said, take your rest of your stuff. I don't want to do it anymore. But of course, he couldn't fit in his fucking car.
Yeah, my God.
Yeah, it's So charity. That's when really I woke up to charities, and it's not. It is a fucking. Most of them are a fucking scam. All fucking big ones are a scam. The ones that can afford to advertise on television. I know it's not very much in middle of the day on fucking TV, but that's why all shit's on there at that time, innit? You know, the fucking over 50s plans and. I won't buy a fucking single thing from any of the cunts, mate. I promise you, I wouldn't. They fucking just, 240 grand a year, Tazzy M says.
That's a long time ago, that. I think it was...
2001.
The other thing that they pointed out to us when he came on as well, and I'd love to get him back on the show, actually. You know, the guys from Leeds, because they were big into the anti-fracking as well. And I forget the number, but it was at least double that 240,000 figure. But the one thing he did point out was Cancer Research UK, CRUK, crook. And that was one big point that he made, wasn't it? You know, he said it's even in the title. Yeah,
just about right. Sorry, I was just opening a can of a fella.
It's all right. It's just what is it he said when he was on? Don't give me money for homeless people. Send me some socks.
Yeah.
And
don't fucking video you send doing it, man. Nobody needs to know. Just do it. That's the fucking problem is people do this and they put it on social media.
Yeah. Don't. Just go be nice to somebody. And the other thing that they said as well was sanitary towels for women, you know, who are homeless, socks and sanitaries for women. But
they're all good. These all these local. That's the thing is, if it's local, if it's a local initiative, and it's a local, usually, all right, it might be somebody creeping. You remember fucking that sanctuary. Animal sanctuary, you know where it is, not far from Dinnington.
Yeah, I can't even think what they call it, but yeah, it begins with a T. I've driven past it many times, yes.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah,
absolutely, I do. Yeah.
He made a mint out of that, and there are some people that do that, but not these days. I wouldn't imagine these. Well, I wouldn't imagine these days, but I imagine it's probably fucking worse these days. And it still goes on. But you know, the big charities generally don't do fuck all, and the little ones are the ones. Give some of your time, or give some that's going to help and not going to hinder. I mean,
every time. Sorry, mate. Yeah, it was Gazmac. Somebody just put on there. Was it Gazmac? It was Gazmac, wasn't it?
I can't remember, mate.
Yeah, it was Gazmac. Yeah. And Gazmac, if anybody knows Gazmac, please tell them to get in touch because we'd love to have you back on again.
Yeah, I think
absolutely love to have you back on. One of the best shows and one of the most interesting people I've ever spoken to. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. You know, whatever office you work in or whatever. There's always some silly bollocks doing some fucking charity jumping out of a plane or walking down a fucking field or something, dressed in a pink t-shirt and wants you to sponsor him. And I just think, don't do that. And a woman come around our office, a couple of years ago. And there was a young girl on her street who was loosely related, but this little girl, young girl, they were trying to raise money for her to go to America for this medical. I think originally it was supposed to be just to see this different doctor, but eventually it got where she needed to go for treatment. So straight away, I just got a 20 quid out and gave her it. And everybody in the office is going, but you don't put money into charity, you never do. And there's a difference. The difference is it was that little girl and the woman I was speaking to, I trusted. So there is no office, there is no hierarchy. There's just a bunch of people who live and work in a particular area who are doing good by getting some cash together for a little girl who has got a condition that none of us would want our own children to have. That's charity. And I'm not looking to blow any whistles here, or blow any sunshine up my own arse, but I still do a couple of charity gigs a year, stage managing. And one of them that I do is in a guy's back garden, and the stage, the sound system, everything is provided free. Everybody gives their own time and money free. Nobody even takes a penny out, not even for expenses, nothing. And there are bands queuing up to play at this thing they do once every year or every couple of years sometimes, because it's for these kids who need a special school, and it's for funds for this school. And literally they'll get 20 or 30 grand, 30,000 quid by musicians just playing live in somebody's back garden. And when it's a proper charity, that's what real people do. You don't need to be putting £3 a month into something.
No.
Do real charity where you can actually see it working for real people in where you live. Because it does really begin at home. It don't begin in a fucking bank account with a bloody corporate fucking arsehole who tries to justify their own £500,000 bloody annual salary by saying, oh, well, if I was working in the private sector, well, you're fucking not. So don't take that sort of money. If you want to work for a charity, work for a pittance.
Yep, and it's as well. You think you're doing something righteous, and a lot of people do it for the right reasons, but it's no good just dressing some pink up and running about and getting covered in fucking mud and ending up with all in your snatch and ending up with fucking foot and cunt disease. You know what I mean? It's just fucking. It's just the whole thing is completely ridiculous. Cancer Research UK again. Yeah, they are crooks. Somebody put in chat room about it. No, sorry. Go on.
I was just going to say, Denny's just put a comment in about Boss of Red Cross's wages, 800k a year. I don't know if that's. I don't know that one. I know there used to be, without going on to Companies House, you could actually look at charities and the wages structure. But I can't remember where it was, and I ain't been on it for a long, long time. But invariably, these big charities, the chief exec is on hundreds of thousands of pounds.
Yeah, and they're all on hundreds of thousands of pounds. It's a fucking scam. It's just another industry. It's the industry of the everyone's playing victim these days. I mean, you've got victims everywhere. You've got donkeys in Spain. You've got animals that are being RSPCA. Again, I probably support RSPCA, but the charities. But again, it's fucking why. I'd support them. I won't give any fucking money. I think they probably get plenty enough if they're being able to pay the wages they are for the people that are running it, the admin costs, shall we say. So anyways, I think that's me and you done, mate. Yeah,
it's a shame we lost Owen.
It is, yeah.
I'd love to think that we'd hear from him really soon, and I know he's got a difficult time at the moment. So if anybody's got any other way of getting in touch with Owen, Facebook or whatever, just send him some love. I don't do Facebook or social media, so I can't. But reach out to Owen, send him some love. He needs some strength, and I think just to know that other people are there thinking about him at the minute because he's going through a bit of shit.
Yes, and if you could pretend that you're Jesus as well, that will probably help. But anyway, me joke that we're going to tell. Anyway, it's not a joke. It's actually it's something from when I was a kid. So you remember being sort of like 13, 14-year-old.
Yeah.
And word had gone around that one of your mates had got a porno. Right, and you'd never seen a porno before. I'd never seen a porno before. So like this kid who I knew, and let's just say we knew his mum were a bit fast and loose and what have you. And anyway, he'd found a porno.
Mm.
And he said, I've got this porno. Everyone around at my house, 4 o'clock. We're going to be watching. My mum's she's going to be at work. Come round to my house. We're going to sit and watch this porno. So I never seen a porno before. Most of us who were going around would never seen a porno before. Anyway, so we go into his house and he shuts up curtains. We're all there, sat there, fucking giggling. You know how you do when you lads giggling. Don't get an hard on, don't get an hard on. You're talking to each other like that, and you're sort of crossing your legs. Because I had two back then. Anyway, puts this porno on, and it's this VHS porno, and inevitably, back in them days, it's like a German porno with English dubbed over at top. Right?
Yeah.
So it's like, you can hear them going, oh, I'm so wet, and all that sort of the usual sort of thing. And they're all fucking sat there, and nobody's saying a fucking thing. Nobody's saying it. I almost sat there watching it, thinking, don't get an hard on, don't get an hard on, don't get an hard on. And anyway, suddenly one of them fucking pipes up. She's not saying that.
Oh no!
And that's it. We just had to end it there. It would just we were all just laughing his fucking tits off. Because then it was like, he was the first person to admit they'd never seen a fucking porno.
Oh my word! Right.
Roy Carter, Jason, be trying to contact you by email, but no reply. That could be that I have the wrong address. You haven't. I've got it. I saw it today. I'm just really, really lazy at getting back to people, so I do apologise about that. And
can I point out that lazy is another word for shit?
That's right, yeah. And I was gonna suggest anyway, while you're on here and you're listening, that I was gonna suggest going onto my Facebook page, because I know you're on Facebook. Going onto my Facebook page, my thing, and have a look for a comment that I had when I asked for it. It won't be very far away because I don't very rarely use Facebook, but I asked for recommendations for CBD oil. So have a look on there, because there were some people replied with recommendations for CBD oil. So have a look on that. If you look on my Facebook page. I did ask that, and there are some people did recommend some stuff, so I've not really looked over it yet. Like I say, I'm fucking lazy bastard. So I hope that helps. Well, Weefit Man said that Animal Farm was gross. If a chicken had ears, I don't get that because I've not seen it. Have you seen it? No. Not seen Animal Farm.
No.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Are you fucking kidding me, man?
I can guess what it's about, and I'm guessing it's old.
I'm joking. I'm joking, mate. Listen to everybody tonight. Thanks very much for listening. Thanks to Owen for coming on and sharing a bit of his life with us, and you, everyone tonight. This is what we do here. It's Raconteurs News. We'll be back probably on Friday night, but don't take that as a definite. We might be, we might not be on Friday night for, it depends how tired we are, doesn't it? For an after dark show. And then we'll be back next Monday and Tuesday. So thanks for listening tonight. Adie, last word from you, my friend.
Yes, we all like to give positive vibes, including in the chat room. So don't be knobheads in the chat room. Be nice to each other. If you can't be nice, fuck off.
He's not saying that.
Who's not?